YouTube. So I'm here to record a quick video for how to get away with murder. Let me say that again, for how to get away with murder. Okay. Anyways, this is season 2, episode 12, titled It's a Trap. So everything in this week's episode pertains to that title. I feel like every storyline there was a trap some type of way. Of course, how to get away with murder, it's hard to even keep up with the storylines and go in order. It's not even possible. I'm not going to stress myself out trying. So let's just go right off the top of the head. Anywho, beginning. Frank and Laurel, it goes back to him telling her about he killed Lila. Laurel doesn't believe it. She doesn't want to believe it. He says, no, let me explain it to you. And then all of a sudden his phone starts ringing. It's Bonnie. He turns around. Laurel is gone. I knew that was going to happen. Anywho, so he rushes into Bonnie because she has called all of them together, basically to show them the video that they were recorded that night. Whoever has this video is also requesting $1 million by the next day, I believe, into a certain bank account number. Okay, they're pretty sure that it's Philip that is requesting this. Okay, also, let me see. Laurel disappears to wherever. She disappears to Wes's dorm room or his apartment. They're looking through all of this research that Annalise left there for Wes that is connected to his mother and whatever case that she was supposed to be a juror on. So it gives us flashbacks of his mother, and she basically was an eyewitness, but she did not want to testify against him or give her statement or whatever. She was just scared for her life, and that's why when Annalise was pregnant, she kept going to Cleveland to tell the lady, hey, it's gonna be okay, we'll make sure you're anonymous and your name is not listed and everything's gonna be fine. She's talking to the guy that's in jail. His family is very powerful. They want to make sure that everything is basically set and squared away, like with his alibi or whatever the case. So, once again, what's his mother? Very nervous about it, but, we'll get back to that part of the episode later on in the review. Anywho, so this entire time, the Keating Five plus, Frank and Bonnie, they're worried this whole time. They don't know what to do because this is hanging over their head, this whole trial and this video and the Caleb thing. They don't know who to believe. They're just all stressing out. Meanwhile, Frank really doesn't know what to believe because he keeps trying to call Laurel. She's not answering the phone. Laurel is having a really time taking in this information about Frank and Lila, and so she's thinking this whole time, I didn't know if she was freaked out about the fact that he killed somebody, but apparently she breaks down at some point in the episode and says, I thought that I was escaping my dad. There's a reason why I don't go home, but I actually ended up dating my dad, and I'm thinking maybe her dad is a dangerous guy and has the same characteristics as Frank, and now she's disappointed in herself and freaked out because she's fallen in love with somebody and they portray the same negative characteristics as her dad. Okay, whatever the case, the most interesting part of this episode to me, which I'm just going to get to the nitty gritty because there's no point in breezing over everything else, would be the interactions between Laurel and Wes, and they have gone to Cleveland and they're going through all of this paper evidence. At one point, Laurel looks up at Wes and she says, you don't remember any of this happening? And I guess it's evidence as to what happened to his mother and her death and all of that. He says, no, I was a kid. I just remember finding her there. So that was interesting to me. We find out later on in the episode because Laurel rushes into the house to tell Annalise, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you now. There's basically no holding back. and she pulls her into the office, and basically she said, did you know this? Like, did you give Wes this information for a reason? Are you not telling him what happened to his mother for a reason? And basically she says that she found paperwork that says that it's suspected that the 12-year-old son, which would have been Wes at the time, had actually killed his mother and was standing above her with a knife. So that was like a big wow moment, because nobody like would have thought of that. And I'm thinking, maybe, how can you not remember something you did at 12? But if it was a traumatic experience, then perhaps you could have possibly blocked out those memories, those negative memories from your mind, or you're trying to remember it a different way because you can't let those like memories like come back up in your thoughts, or else you're going to be messed up. It is an actual mental condition. I remember learning about it in abnormal psychology, but I cannot think of the name of it at the moment. But that is freaky if that is what really happened. But Wes, in his mind, he's thinking that Annalise like set this up. Like, basically, Annalise told his mother that she would protect her from anything that could possibly happen from her testifying in the trial. The mother didn't show up because she was scared, and she said, no, I would have kept you and your son safe, but the mother was too freaked out. And so basically the mother killed herself. And so Annalise found out that Wes was Christoph. And by the way, his name was changed when he went to an adoptive family, but his original name was Christoph. She found out that Wes was Christoph, so she got him into law school off the waiting list. And that's her way of protecting him, because she promised his mom she would protect him. And even when he killed her husband, she still protected him, because she feels like that is like her duty because of what happened to his mom. That is his story, and that probably would help him to sleep at night. However, the way the story has been being painted now, it seems as if that didn't happen, and perhaps Wes is really a little cuckoo in the mind, and perhaps this traumatic event has prompted other things to happen in his life, i.e. him killing Sam and not really thinking twice about it, because he was the one that actually went through with the murder of his mother. And then as another mental aspect to that, maybe the thought of him getting away with his mother's death, him getting away with Annalise's husband's death. They were both painted to look like other people did it. And then he shot Annalise, and he shot her to kill her, because he was going to shoot again, and that would have been just a whole nother cycle of this behavior of his. So I think that it is very interesting, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with that. What they decided to do, well, Nate actually gave Annalise the information, because Annalise told everybody, hey, just go home, go party, go be with your loved ones. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow morning, and I don't have an answer. So she spent that night with Nate. She like cooked for him. It was very nice. It was very sweet. They end up waking up with each other the next morning. She shows him the video, and she wanted his opinion. Well, he did say, of course, the person who sent the video, they wouldn't want to be found out either. They wouldn't want anything to be traced back to them. So he said, just call them on their bluff. They're not really going to send this to the police. So just don't give them anything, because if you give them some money, next thing you know, they'll ask for more money, and then they'll ask for more money. It'll never be enough. This is literally a punk that's just trying to flex their muscles and feel important. So she went along with it. She didn't send it. They sat there and they waited. They counted down 10 seconds, 5 seconds. It was 1 second. It was 0 seconds left, and they still, like, the threat didn't go through. So they were pretty excited about that. Asher was trying to get back with Bonnie. Bonnie was playing hard to get and playing as if she didn't care, but really behind closed doors she broke down. She does care about him. It's pretty sad. Bonnie's just been through a lot, and I really would love them to just be together and just be happy, but you know, we'll see how that turns out. Michaela and Caleb, they end up hooking up again. They really missed each other. Everybody just has so much stress going on from this trial and everything else. Catherine seems to be turning on Caleb because she's emotional from being in jail. It's so much going on. And so everybody's just kind of losing it. And that night before, everybody let down their guards because they didn't know what was going to happen at that point. So this was a great episode. So much happened that I'm sure I probably left something out. But hopefully I can get back to it next week, and I will definitely be looking forward to doing the next review and watching the next episode. So as always, please like, comment, subscribe. With this show, I love replying back to comments because there may have been something that I never considered. So please comment below if you would like, and check me out at Mrs. Blogaholic.